Hi, everyone. Michael Horn here, back with my co-author, Bob Moesta of Choosing College, and we're here to talk about the title of the book that
Yeah.
we chose. Is it really just about
Yeah,
college?
I get this question all the time. It's like, it feels like you wrote it for college, but it feels like this is why I choose this workshop or this
Hmm.
boot camp or something like that. And so, is this really just for college?
Yeah, I mean, I get this question all the time, and something I say up front is like, we just chose that title because we thought it would, I mean, just to be honest,
Yeah.
we thought it would help sell.
Yeah.
But really, the lifelong learning part of it, the fact
Is
that is actually way more important in this.
That's right. But the interesting part is when we did interviews around people who wanted, like, who would go seek help, it was like people who were looking to go back to college. They're looking to advising on that thing. But the reality is the way the book is written, it's all about any type of learning engagement you do, whether it's going to the Khan Academy or it's going to learning pivot tables on YouTube to sign up
Yeah.
for a workshop. I think it's all of those kinds of things, and to realize that satisfaction is dependent upon which context you're in as you're choosing that solution. And so,
One of the biggest aha moments for me was when we uncovered the Help Me Extend Myself job. And I sort of snidely said to you as we were recording and writing that chapter, I said, I've never experienced this job in my life.
yeah,
I have two kids and a mortgage.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not doing this. And you're like, of course you've experienced it when you hire a podcast or read a book.
yeah.
That's extending you.
Right. He's like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah, I
right.
was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, right.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not just about the college, right?
I think the other part of this is that the fact is, like, as you start to think through, like the series of jobs, the lifelong learning, like, to me the aha is when you start to connect it to say, like, well, when I went to school I was this, and I came out I did that, and then it's like I was in this extend job when I went to these three workshops. Like, if you look at your
Hmm.
life as a whole, you realize that you have these different sets and portfolios of a job. Like, I think we talked about today, if we could rename the book, we'd choosing college, or not.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
I kind of wish we had done that.
but I think it's the aspect of, like, or what else, right?
Yeah.
I think the reality is, like, there's so much here where I think the solution set of being able to learn comes not just from education, but I think our initial premise was, how do we actually help people with this decision?
Yep.
And now we actually take a step back and look at it as, like, I could actually go get a new job and actually learn. I could actually go, to be honest, and go get a micro certificate and go learn something. Like,
Look,
and
it's
so
the same way like Snickers doesn't just compete. It
doesn't
doesn't compete
compete
against
with
candy bars. It
That's right.
competes against Cliff bars and
Right.
RX bars and
Well,
so forth.
and coffee and Red Bull and, like,
Right.
other things in other categories. And so part of it is being able to see what those things are. So, I think the one other thing that I would say is that, you and I talked about the regret we had, as if we could do one thing, it would have been,
Yeah.
could we actually understand when people fired college?
Yes.
Like what caused them to say, today's the day, I'm not going to go anymore. And most people will use the excuse that, well, I ran out of money. But the reality is like, no, they chose not to borrow any more money because they weren't making progress. And so, if any kind of supplement we could do along those lines, I think would be very helpful, so we can understand the firing criteria of when people actually decide, like, this is not working and I got to do something
Totally
else.
with you.
So
I mean,
it's not necessarily a blind spot. It was something where we went in with, again, that really focused understanding of, like, how do we help people make better college decisions.
Yeah, and I totally with you. The firing decisions would have been fascinating. There's a company I'm involved with, Re-Up Education. It re-enrolls dropout students and then mentors them through to graduation.
Yeah.
So they've collected a lot of the data about why do students leave in the first
Yeah.
place. Financial is like sixth or seventh on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
list
yeah.
or something like that. And I'm like, if we could just put this through the jobs filter to understand
Yeah.
how these forces work together or don't work together and what
Yep.
are the different circumstances. Some of that is in Help Me Get Away, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah,
If I
that's right.
drop out, I'm running from
That's
college because it's not
exactly.
working.
That's right.
But there's more to it that we really could have gotten.
Yeah. So that might be a supplemental, but we might do a few interviews and do a
And
supplemental.
we'll maybe
blog
put
post.
something out for you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
stay tuned.
Got it. Be well.